So before I wanna tell you a little story from our lives about the real use case, why we need blockchain, everything that he just described, I want to mention that blockchain and cryptocurrencies is not here to destroy the banks who treat us so bad because they do bad things with our money. I mean, we all know that, but it's not the state of today why we have so many blockchains. And on our last event, I had a slide where you see all the industries that are getting disrupted. Because if someone would give me the clicker, sorry, thank you. Because what we're doing, what Chris already said, we're cutting out the middleman. And Bitcoin was the first application to cut out the middleman, which is the bank in this case. But now there's so many other use cases that come out of this. So I want just to remind you before I tell you my story, because my story is from the banking system, but because I think also like the banking system is the most back in time system we have in the whole world. Everything is digitalized. I can send an email from here instantly to Canada, to wherever in the world, for free instantly, but I cannot send money. Anyway, the story is like this. It happened to me 3 weeks ago, because Chris and I, we also have like a trading company with physical goods, real world stuff, not only these strange coins and all these crazy things. We have a real world company with physical goods. So I wanted to make a bank transaction from Germany, where euros, to Singapore, and the payment receiver wanted to receive US dollar, right? So I don't really get the difference. I mean, in fact, on the whole world, we don't have orders. I mean, it's just like invented. Of course, they use different banking systems, might cause additional work, whatever. Anyway, I made a transaction. I filled all the details they needed. Like, I spent 2 days filling out everything. And in fact, it was like 10 minutes, but I filled everything out. I made a transaction. And then I didn't hear anything for 5 days. And the payment receiver didn't get anything. So after 5 days, I asked my bank assistant, where is the money? Can you just tell me? Because also, I can't see where the money went. I just see minus from my account, right? So I thought, where's the money? The payment receiver got a bit, impatient, of course, because I said I transfer the money. So yeah, international transaction, cross-border, takes longer time. So, till today, 3 weeks ago, right? I don't know where the money is. I don't know. My bank assistant just told me it's in Singapore at the bank, but they can't process it to the final receiver because, and it was my mistake, I missed the number. I forgot to, somewhere from all these numbers, they needed to put in the last digit. So what I did, and by the way, it was a 700 euro transaction with a transaction fee of 12 euro, okay, for 700 euro. And so I forgot the number, my mistake. I provided the data afterwards, after I contact my bank, so you could easily, just add the number. I mean, what's the point? I don't know. And then I got a bill, he didn't tell me before, for 70 euro, which is 10% of the whole transaction amount, just to add this freaking number. Okay, one number, 70 euro. Anyway, he said, no, it's all correct, now it's all good. It will take a few days, I don't know for what, but that was also 2 weeks ago. So today, right today, I wrote another email because I still don't know where the money is. And I told him, either you tell me exactly where the money is and what you need or where's the freaking problem, or just cancel the transaction. And he told me, yeah, to cancel the transaction would be very expensive. Why expensive? I'm still waiting his reply because also they have working hours. In Germany they're very slow, they drink coffee the whole day. So we have to rely also take this in consideration. So till today I don't know. On the next event I can tell you for those who are interested. So what we're doing with blockchain, cryptocurrency, we're building a more decentralized world where we don't rely on a few, let's say, few people, like centralized systems. And we're building this with projects like EOS, with projects like Aeon, with huge projects who really want to build something. And Eve already said it, like we should do, we come from this industry, we should all have the same goals, right? We should all do the same, like work together and not fight each other. I have more transactions per second than you, whatever. We should all work together. We should all learn from each other. Thank you. We should all learn from each other. We're definitely not developers, so we're open to learn. We're open to look into different projects, and I'll talk later more about this maybe. So we're building a decentralized world. So what Chris said already is we're replacing a human being. We're replacing my bank assistant who's communicating with the other bank assistant through mathematical algorithms. That's actually all you need to know about blockchain, very basic. So now, you don't have to trust a human being. You don't have to rely on the weekend, on holidays, on whatever. It's 24/7. Code is law. We're now replacing human being through these algorithms. And Bitcoin proved it since 8 or 9 years that it's working. And what we're having now, when we have all these debates, like this one is more scalable, or these issues that we have, technical problems, it's all basically, for myself, if you zoom out and look the whole picture, this is just details. Like it's just, I read a quote from Vitalik Buterin who recently said, we have a few problems, we have a few scalability issues, but we have many options for it, many solutions. And we can apply one solution, see if it works. If it doesn't work, we do another one. We'll get there, I'm sure. And like Chris said, in 10 years, nobody will care. Nobody will come to this event to learn about how this works. Nobody, like if we would make a presentation about internet, how does Google Chrome work? Nobody would show up, right? So I believe in the future, 10, 15, 20, whatever years from now, like Chris said, we'll all use blockchain without even recognizing, knowing it. Many people even don't care. So they just want to use it, That was the wrong way. Yeah, we're creating a trustless world. I don't want to get too much into this. We already heard a lot. Trustless, okay, you can say, yeah, now you have to trust the code and you have to trust the people who created the code. But in fact, you are creating a world where it's not really, I think we'll never have a perfect world where everybody will, in the, somewhere in Africa, everybody will have a bank account and everybody's treated equally. We'll never have this, but blockchain gives us the opportunity that we can go in the right direction, that we can improve, and get to a more fair, more democratic world. And another part also I mentioned, the vision behind crypto is to bank the unbanked. There's a project called Cardano who are focusing a lot on that. I won't get too much. And of course, instant and low fees transactions are possible now through this 24/7, always, instantly. So EOS, we're really excited. In 3 days they are launching, and they have high promises. So we'll see. We'll get into EOS now. I will basically explain you, like, also from our research, what we made about the project, so that you get a basic understanding of the project. And I will explain it through comparing EOS with Ethereum, so you can get some differences. And yeah, I think we can get into it. So is EOS the Ethereum killer? That's the question, right? Is EOS, as the first platform now fully releasing their product, is EOS going to kill Ethereum? Will we see in the next weeks or months, will we see Ethereum going down, EOS going up, EOS going on rank 2? Possibly, I don't know. We'll see. We're all very excited for this. What we can say, we have a huge community, as we can see, we have so many companies, people in the whole ecosystem who are working on it daily, developers. And I will get now into some advantages of the project, comparing with Ethereum, and then to the red flags. What is the red flags of EOS? Is there something that we should be careful? Is there something we should know before we invest in the token? And can you see it from the back, actually? Can you just raise? Yeah? Okay. So, for those of you who are very new in the market, maybe you won't understand too much, but I will try to keep it very simple. So, the main difference between EOS and Ethereum is the consensus algorithm that they're using. And the consensus algorithm is basically the middleman replaced by a mathematical algorithm. And now you have different approaches how you reach consensus. Consensus means other people, other computers, it's all zeros and ones. So confirm, verify transactions to witness what is true and not. Okay? So EOS is using a so-called delegated proof of stake algorithm, which was invented. The whole algorithm was invented by the founder of EOS, by Dan Lorimer. So that's already huge. Delegated proof of stake means, we first start with Ethereum. Ethereum is using proof of work. Proof of work is basically you exchange you put your hashing power, the computing energy, to solve mathematical riddles to the system, Bitcoin, Ethereum, to reach a consensus. And the thing is, on the Ethereum blockchain, everybody's doing this. And we currently have 18,000 people. I read the number today, so maybe it's more or less. But a few thousand, okay, who are doing this. So it's quite a big number. So 18,000 people say, this is true. He's sending me this amount. He has this amount of Bitcoin in his wallet or Ethereum. The transaction is happening. I'm the receiver. Verified. That's right. 18,000 people. That makes it slow. That makes it, not scalable. Waste a lot of energy. That's also why you hear so many times, Bitcoin, Ethereum wasting too much energy with this algorithm. So what EOS is doing, they're using a delegated proof of stake. Now you don't need hashing power, but you need to prove that you hold an amount of tokens, put in a smart contract or kept in their wallet. And what's interesting about EOS, that's why we have different BPs, how they call them, like block producers. With the amount that you are holding, you can vote for BPs. And in the EOS system, we have 21 of them. 21 BPs who are, let's say, controlling or verifying or confirming stabilizing the whole EOS system, backed by all their voters who vote for them. So everybody in this whole system gets rewards for doing this, incentives, otherwise, why should you do that? And that's how EOS is working. So they're not wasting energy. They are, because not 18,000 people have to confirm everything. They are much more scalable. They are much more, efficient and faster than Ethereum. Another point, Ethereum can reach 20 transactions per second. EOS that would be a great question for all the experts we have here from EOS. How can EOS reach unlimited transactions? That's what I heard somewhere. I don't know if that's possible, And EOS, in comparison to Ethereum, has no fees in the whole system. So if I want to send money to Chris in EOS tokens, there's no fee. I will get there about this in the next slide. And also, I want to talk very, save some time. But in the EOS system, also, not everything is happening. On the main chain, you have the possibility to put threads, strings, to not congest the whole native chain. And with Ethereum currently, everything is on the main chain. That's why CryptoKitties, the game, congested the whole blockchain and everything. But for technical questions, we're not the experts. We have so many people here. all the VPs who can tell you much more in detail how it works and how it's outstanding from other blockchains. So another comparison is the guys behind the team, behind the projects. So we have Dan Larimer and Vitalik Buterin, and they are often compared like the Warren Buffett and Bill Gates of the blockchain industry. So these two guys are definitely genius. They are definitely like the inventor of Ethereum. He invented the whole smart contract thing, right? And put it into work. While Dan Larimer is more the inventor of delegated proof of stake. He's the founder of Steemit, of BitShares, huge projects. And EOS also has some features that Ethereum doesn't have at the moment, like they have a username password user interface, not this public key, private key interface, which is still unknown for mainstream adoption. And also last, of course, EOS is launching in 3 days. Launching in 3 days. So we're really excited to see if in 3 days we'll see a movement. That's really exciting. So now before we let the VPs introduce themselves, I just want to, like from our research, from our, talking to people, and want to show you the red flags. What is EOS doing what others never would do? What makes EOS, really like a strange project for some people? So the first myth, I would call it, is they have a 1-year ICO. They made an ICO last year in June. Like 1 year for an ICO. Normally ICO takes, a few weeks or months. EOS is still having the ICO today. And they raised over $1 billion US, right? Wow. $1 billion without even having a working product, okay? They were partly more worth than SpaceX. SpaceX, the company who's shooting rockets in space, okay? Just keep it in mind. Also, if we speak about all that Chris said, decentralization, make the world a better place, 21 delegates, block producers, sounds a bit like, very few companies who have a lot of power in the system. And I'm really curious to see, how you, state all this, like, when you're ICO, so much money, is the fundamental layer even centralized? With Ethereum it is, with EOS, I don't know. So, I want to now get over to let the VPs introduce themselves. And just quickly before, I want to, like Chris and I were doing this, as he said, to build up a strong community, to build up a community here in Shanghai, in China, in the whole world, to bring new people into the markets. We don't want to speak about details, we want to speak about basics, because we think that now it's the time that people should get educated about this to profit in the long term. And I don't mean profit by investing and getting rich, even though I believe that's why most of us are investing. Of course, we're also learning about this because now it's an amazing time to get out of a 9-to-5 lifestyle if you have that and if you're unhappy. Now's the time that you can potentially make a lot of money if you invest in the right projects and live the life that you want. And that's why most of the people want. If anybody's telling you, I'm in for the technology, but investing in whatever, I don't know. But feel free to add us on WeChat. We're, organizing a lot of events. We want to make crypto big, like everywhere. And also, we're planning to make a Telegram channel, so I just opened it today. I will share a presentation with you, and now you get a link to the Telegram group, which is easier than WeChat, where everybody is in 55,000 groups, so nobody knows when is which event and whatever. So we want to shift it a little bit to Telegram. I'm so overwhelmed how many people are here. I think 500 at least. I don't know. Enjoy the evening. I will give the microphone back to Tom, if he's... Yes? Okay. Have a great evening. Thank you very much for coming, and enjoy the rest.
Thanks, Michael and Chris.